I decided that this L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation with SPF 40, I need to show it a little more love. I was given this by one of my friends last weekend. She bought it, it was the wrong shade, she gave it to me. I've worn it a couple times, and so today I am going to make this the focus of my video. And I got something new, but it's not really new. It's the Maybelline FitMe. It's the loose finishing powder. I've seen this highly recommended for even mature skin, so today we're gonna try it. I have not used this. I haven't tried this on my face at all. I swatched it on the back of my hand, that was it. So this will be the first time that I've used this, so I'm excited about that. This is the shade Natural Buff 40. Okay, so I'm gonna do my eyebrows, I'm gonna prime my lids for shadow, and I'm gonna do some contour. These things are not the focus of today's video. Speed it up, and then we'll get right down to the main event right here. So let's go. Now for the main event. I'm gonna take this foundation and I am going to put some in the palm of my hand. I like this technique for foundation application. I use a little bit more than I normally would because of how it's applied. This is a little bit runny. It is a serum foundation, so it's slightly runny. I like the consistency, I like the glow. So this particular shade is slightly too light for my skin tone. My favorite thing to do is to blend. I just pick up another liquid product and I blend. So I am going to take this e.l.f. Camo liquid blush in the shade Bronze Bombshell. This is very pigmented, but I'm just gonna take just a little bit, just a little dot right there, and mix it up. Really, really, really mix it in my hand, push down. This, oh, by the way, this is a BS Mall flathead foundation brush. It's firm and it works really well for foundation when you're doing a product. So I've got it, almost all of the product has been pushed into the brush. So when I put it on my face, there's something about this that just goes on. It just looks natural. It goes on like initially I heard it from Pampered Wolf. She just, skin-like would be the term, but it just goes on really nicely. Nice coverage. Ooh. It pushes the foundation down into the brush, and I think as you're applying it, It's almost like your brush knows how much to release to your skin. It's just strange. It's strange but wonderful. Maybe it's a law of physics. I don't know. Ooh, I really like that. Okay, so my next trick is I'm going to take this BS Mall angled concealer brush. I'm gonna just dip this in a little bit more of this foundation, and I'm gonna go in under my eyes. This time I'm going to add just a tiny bit more, and I'm going to apply it directly under there. Still looks a little bit orange to me. Just brighten it up a little. I am not even going to put any additional concealer. I'm just using the color correction from my contour earlier and the foundation. I'm going to take this beauty sponge again and go in here and just sort of touch up. Maybe soak up a little where there might be too much. I love this. I love how this goes on. I have yet to do any kind of real wear test beyond a couple hours. So I do have some errands to run today. So I think I will come back on camera and see how it lasts. So I need to get probably a little better about wear testing, admittedly. Okay, we're gonna do some powder. I definitely need to know how this is gonna sit on my skin, what it's gonna look like after a little while. So this definitely merits a wear test because powder can be a little tricky. I'm going to use this finger sponge. I picked up this little container of finger sponges at the dollar store, and they have been really nice for applying powder in strategic places and for pressing it in. So just grabbing a little bit there, not a lot. Gone are the days when I would just whoo powder. Okay, I'm going to press this. I'm really pressing. I try to be very deliberate about pressing powder or when I apply powder because I do not want it just sitting on top of my skin. That is not an option anymore. I forgot to mention this is the shade 15 Light. Up here it gets really tricky. This area here has so much texture that it's like, oh, careful. So if I'm going to apply powder, it's going to be around my nose. It's going to be under my eyes a little bit, just a little. And the shiny area is usually right about here. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot that area. I'm sorry. I have to fix that. I knew I was forgetting something. I like to lighten that area between my nose and my mouth because it's shadowy and it's aging. If I can diminish that, I'm happy. Okay, that's better. There is the foundation with contour and a little powder. Now, it's only been a couple minutes, so I don't know what to expect, but so far it's good for now. So we will see. Boy, powder to me is like, I'm really super careful with powder because under the eye area is just yikes, and especially right here. So we'll see what happens. Sometimes I will just take my fingers and just sort of warm up that area a little bit, and I let the foundation and the powder sort of melt together into the skin, and it seems like it helps a little as long as I don't press too hard and pick up any of the product and move it around. I just want it to I want the product and my skin to get along. I don't know about you, but I did not appreciate having nice plump under eyes when I was younger. Do any of us? Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some bronzer. This is my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer. This is Beach. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely bronzer. This is high end, but I think it's worth it. And it just goes on really nice and smooth and just lovely. It does have a smell. And I have noticed once in a while I can still smell it when it's on my face. It smells tropical clean, like tropical / clean. And it's not super subtle. So if you do not like fragrance at all, this might not be for you. I don't mind it. So I personally prefer not to have any fragrance in my face makeup at all, but for this, I will make an exception. All right, so typically I'll take a fluffy powder brush and apply this. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna be more deliberate in application by using this clean angled face brush and being more deliberate in applying it. So I'm gonna start up here. I am a big fan of bronzer. I just think it makes your skin look healthy. Back in the day when we didn't respect the sun and what it could do to our faces. Who cared about bronzer? We just went out and got a tan. We just went out in the sun, who cared? Yeah, not anymore. I know this is a little bit concentrated, but don't worry, I'm gonna clean it up. Now I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and move it around a little bit. I don't really, when I'm applying bronzer, I don't often have like a plan. I just like to place it because I like it. I like it everywhere. It's just the way I like to do it. So, how are we doing? Okay, right here where I have a lot of texture, you may not be able to see it, but this is where I've got some pretty deep lines and a lot of texture right here. And this is where the powder gets me every time. So I'm finding that the powder is, it doesn't look like it's settling, but it does feel like it might be drying up that area, which needs to stay not dry, because when it gets dried up, then it looks like the Euphrates River, and it's not my favorite thing, so I'll probably have to fix that. Under my eyes, still okay. So I will apply blush and a lip color after I've applied my eye makeup, which I'm gonna do in a different video, and I'll come back and we will do the blush and lipstick. Okay, I'm back. I did my eye look for another video. Now we're gonna go in with the blush and the lip, and then we will be done. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to offset the dark eye with a very subtle blush. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Camo liquid blush in the shade Dusty Rose, and I am going to do a little mixing. I haven't done this for a little bit with this e.l.f. Halo Glow, which I really love. It is a fun way to apply blush. So as usual, I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand here. It's a really nice blush color. It's very subtle and natural looking. And this is the shade Light Medium, by the way. You gotta love this e.l.f. Halo liquid filter. It's just amazing what you can do with it. Huge doe foot applicator. Gonna just put some right there next to it. Use this IT Cosmetics dual end face brush. It's got a little bit of blush left over from the last time I used it, but it is dry and has no, the only way it's gonna come off is if I wash it off. So I'm gonna mix these two together, and it all went straight into the brush. So you can't really tell the shade, but you will here in a moment. So let's have a look and see what happens. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it. Yep, exactly what I was going for. Something very pretty and natural, not overpowering, not too much. I like to add blush over the bridge of my nose, my cheeks. I don't really strategically place anything anywhere. Same thing with the bronzer. It's just how I like to do my makeup. That's my preference. Let's bring it up here. My gray scalp there is really bugging me. Okay. Nice and natural, glowy, pretty. Just a nice offset to the eyes. I'm really happy with that. Okay, I'm looking under my eyes right now with looks like a 5x mirror. So the powder is still hanging in there. It hasn't gotten any worse. It doesn't look dry. I think for now, I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't know if there's any powder that I would ever use that I'd be like, ooh, I love this powder on my skin. I mean, who knows? Maybe if I picked up a higher end, I don't know. But so far, the FitMe is doing what it's supposed to do. It's keeping things in place, and it doesn't look too dry or cakey. So we'll see how it looks in a few hours. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this look with my lip. I always do the same thing with my lip. I'm kind of boring, huh? This is the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in the shade Legendary. I like it. I like it because it's neutral. It doesn't scream and bring it. I do not like a really bright lip. I never have. I just don't. Maybe because I don't know enough about color theory or makeup application, I don't know, but I've never really been able to do a bright lip and actually like it too much, which is why I kind of tend to stay with the neutral stuff. I do like these. They're $2.99. They're a great bargain. Nice and creamy. I am not going to go all the way down my lip. I learned that the other day. That drags your mouth down. So I'm just going to line the upper portion, and I do it to give my lip a little bit of fullness, and because I prefer gloss over lipstick, it gives the lip gloss a little more oomph, I think. So since we are still blending, I'm gonna blend these two. NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Praline and Madeline. I'm going to start with Praline. It's a bit of a darker shade of gloss. Then I'm gonna balance it out a little bit with the Madeline, which I love, and I think that's perfect. Okay, other than contending with that big white patch on top of my head, this has been a really fun video. I've enjoyed it. I like how the colors come together. This is actually, now that I think about it, this is a full face of drugstore except for the shimmer from this Naked palette. So this is all drugstore, from base to eyes. I am going to touch up my nose a little bit with some powder. Feels like it's getting a little bit shiny. So I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. beauty sponge. Oh, that's fine. That works fine. Just felt like things were getting a little bit shiny. Keeping it real, folks, keeping it real. This is about a 3.5 hour check-in. The foundation was pretty oily. The powder did not cake or settle in any lines, which is good. I think that the Serum foundation is just very dewy. The blush didn't hold up very well. I probably could have used a little more concealer. Not terrible, but not great. Okay, there's the finished look for the day. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Hope you've enjoyed this content. If you have not already, please consider subscribing and even giving a thumbs up for that algorithm. And as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.